Good morning, Professor Riker. My name is Whit Petrell, and I'd like to welcome you to Whit Petrell's Week One activity, which today's topic is being a rock star is a service. And I definitely believe that with all of my heart. Being a professional musician for 20 years has definitely taught me lessons in the fact that what I do, I provide a service. When I was going over the criteria for this assignment, I decided to go with option A, which is to explain what makes services different and use three of the five qualities. The ones that I'm going to be using are intangibility, simultaneous production and consumption, and perishability. And the reason why I chose those three is because they definitely hit home with a lot of lessons that I've learned over my career. Um, as soon as I read those, a lot of different examples popped out. Um, I am not your typical musician that just gets on stage, plays music, drinks a beer, and goes home. I wear a lot of hats in my band. I do a lot of the marketing. I do the payroll. I do the promoting. I set up the PA system. I have been running this like a band. I've been running this band like a business for 20 years now, and I it's a lot of fun to go into these classes because now I'm actually putting definitions to the lessons that I've already learned. So getting right out of high school and going into the workforce, I learned about marketing. I learned about doing all this stuff and mostly just from trial and error. And now that I'm in these classes, I'm looking at these definitions and I'm like, oh, that's exactly why that works. Oh, that's exactly why that doesn't work. So it's been a blast really kind of going over this and putting definitions with experiences. So let me start off with the first one. I'm going to start off with intangibility. So let's go to intangibility. One of the first things that jumped out at me was they said they cannot be inventoried, which uh, is so true. An example of that is me. I play bass in my band, and I have songs that I play. I get up on stage and I do this. Now I can't take those songs and put them on a shelf. However, in my mind, I have all these songs in my mind. So wouldn't that be considered on a shelf? Uh, that's something that I kind of struggle with when it comes to this. It can't be inventoried because it literally is inventoried in my head. But with regards to what the text is saying, inventoried means putting it on a shelf and having it being able to take it out. Now, my brain's kind of like a shelf, so I kind of leave it in there. I guess it's kind of inventoried with me, but physically inventoried, it's not. Um, the next one that I was looking at was simultaneous production and consumption, and I literally just thought about this over this weekend because we played at a big backyard party for Fourth of July. We got hired, we signed the contracts, and we did all the stuff. We took care of all the paperwork. We get there when we get there for the event, and as we're playing for about 3 or 4 hours in this backyard, and we're having fun, and we're playing these songs, and people are enjoying themselves, and they got fireworks and jumping in the pool. Now they are literally taking part in what we're the service that we're providing. They are listening to the music, and it's creating an emotion for them, and they're enjoying themselves. Now that is so as I am producing this service, they are literally consuming it as I produce it. There's no lag time. There's no there's no gap in between that. They are literally taking it in as I'm producing it. And the last topic is perishability, which is services cannot be returned or resold. Now, this hit me on two different levels because this weekend when I was at the Fourth of July party, if I'm playing and I play a wrong note, that goes out. That can't be returned. They can't return that wrong note and say, "Hey, can you play that the correct way?" So I really need to be on my game when I'm up there performing because I want to bring a quality of my performance. I want to bring a quality of the service that I'm providing. So the fact that they can't be returned, that puts a lot of pressure on me as I'm on stage, and the fact that they cannot be resold, it's not like the people that are there at the party can go back out and be like, "Oh, you need to I'm going to resell this band." It's a service that I'm providing. Now, the good thing is that they can go out and they can promote. They can talk about the band and talk about how good we are. Or if I hit a bunch of wrong notes, They can talk about how this band didn't play the songs correctly. So, to tie a nice little bow around this, I'm just going to let you know that being a rock star, first of all, it's my calling, but it is definitely being of service to people that are out there. And I take great pride in the service that I provide. And the three things that we talked about with the intangibility and the simultaneous production and consumption and the perishability aspects of my service are now something that is going to be in my mind after now learning the definitions, which is kind of cool because now when I go out and I perform the service like tomorrow and like this weekend when I'm up on stage, this is the lessons that I learn here in this class are going to definitely help me create a better experience and create a better service. So, with that being said, I'm not sure how long these videos are supposed to be. Please let me know if it needs to be longer or shorter, and if I'm doing this correctly. I appreciate you watching.